What's a scam that's become so normalized that we don't even realize it's a scam anymore?
How women are taught to date. Now, hear me out. Most of the time, women are actually conditioned and programmed to only focus on one man at a time. We see it in Disney movies, we see it in rom-coms, and if a woman tends to do something else and date multiple men, for some reason she's given the scarlet letter and considered a slut and a whore. Where at the same time, these men have been doing it for centuries, dating multiple women at the same time.
What is this guy even talking about? Modern women today are socialized to date multiple men at the same time, to go out, be independent, be the boss chick. You don't need no man. What exactly is he talking about? Shit, I remember back in the day, there was that Destiny's Child song, Jumpin', Jumpin'. Ladies, leave your man at home. The club is full of ballers and their pockets full grown. I'm like, leave your man at home to go with the ballers to go do what? Created thought packets back in the early 2000s. Let's move on.
Now, this is about wanting to be chosen instead of doing the choosing. And we have to learn how to do it better, right? I tell all of my dating clients, we need to be Olympic dating. You need to have a gold medalist,
Does he identify as a female?
Bronze medalist at all time, right? This is how we, what I say, diversify our portfolio, right? Even the best index funds and hedge funds have a diversified portfolio. None of them would just invest in one stock. So I don't want you to invest in one man. This also protects your heart, right? And if one guy's not working out, you got two other guys to continue to date and figure things out. And you're not focused on one guy. And you haven't put all of your eggs in one basket.
Man, listen to me when I say this to you. This information of diversifying your dating portfolio is not new news to the modern woman. And really, they've been doing it ever since the birth control pill has become a thing. But this is exactly why I say video chat them, or walks in the park, or coffee dates when you're initially meeting women. Because if the modern woman out there is diversifying her options, then you need to hedge your bets to not purchase an overvalued liability. And I could just tell immediately that this guy's gonna give terrible advice, because gentlemen like him think that men and women are equal. We're different from each other. Our anatomy is different. And such, our dating and our mating strategies need to be different from one another. But instead, they just say, do it like how the men are doing it. We're not equal, sir. Women are not men. And therefore, their dating strategies should be different.
This is about, like I was saying before, choosing instead of waiting to be chosen. Now, I always tell my clients, and I think this is really important, especially for women to hear, that they need to be the CEOs of their love lives, right? Many of the women are actually acting like interns, trying to prove themselves so that they can get the job. Let the men actually prove themselves to you. Hope this helps.
This guy needs to change his name to the MTandR Consultant Incorporated or some shit like this. Excuse me, sir. Women must be picked. Why? Because men control relationships. It's men getting on bended knee, not women. But I'm sure a guy like this would disagree with me, because he considers men and women to be equal, and through this gender equality is probably cheering on when women get on bended knee and propose to men. Give me a damn break. By the way, this whole diversifying your portfolio shit is really not beneficial for women if they're choosing to have sex with all of the dudes that they are diversifying their portfolio with. If you're going to be developing these multiple connections with multiple people, then that's a test bed for getting sky-high body counts, babies out of wedlock, and no ring throughout the culmination of your life. But this is why this diversify your options advice that's pandered or given to women sounds good, but in practice, doesn't work out for them.
Did you really come back with 2 separate checks?
Yeah, that's what I was asked to do.
You're really gonna make me pay?
You gonna get some ass?
No.
Well, anyways, man, here go the 2. She not gonna give you what? No ass. That's crazy.
Man.
Wait.
Are you?
I'm gonna pay the 15.
$42.74.
Show a kneecap.
Show a kneecap.
Fuck you.
See, that's your problem. You don't want to. That's your problem.
Nah,
He's
yo.
really making me pay, you guys.
Hey, how you get home?
You're fucking taking me home. You're taking me home.
You got gas?
No.
You wanna give that to The ride? Whatever.
No. You're taking me home.
I think you heat up the food right before you're done.
All right, guys, listen, I said before to hedge your bets, all right? But let's have a man-to-man conversation right now. My man came with no haircut, no facial grooming, with a Looney Tunes shirt talking about I can't get no butt though. But this is why Kevin Samuels was so focused on the importance of your image. But hey, listen, this is the modern dating marketplace today. Women are diversifying their options into dudes like this, while dudes are trying to get the cakes for the lowest price possible. Absurd.
Women be out here creating super niggas in their mind. They don't even be looking at the niggas right in front of them. That's the difference between men and women. We see who here.
Yeah.
Right. Women out here think it's a unicorn nigga with long dick and a lot of money and a weekend house, and this nigga write poetry and draw and he a thug and fight and lift weights and don't eat pork. You crazy?
They're fantasy thinkers.
You gonna meet this nigga with a lace front on? Okay, I'm tripping though.
What he said?
Delusional.
They want that nigga to have everything.
But this is what's happening in the mind of the modern woman today when they get introduced to a nuclear physicist but think that it would be settling.
Yeah, so actually I'm a nuclear physicist for the Navy.
Damn.
So I do that in a few days.
Oh, okay, nice. Well, best of luck as you ship out pineapples.
Yeah. Why?
I need a man with some personality.
The modern women of today get moist for the entertainers, the ballers, the athletes, the rap icons. So I say to the purposeful, driven man, modern man of today, stop trying to impress these women. It's a losing battle. Instead, try to impress yourself by earning a high income earning skill, improve or enhance your masculinity, upgrade your image, and increase your capacity to talk to women, your charisma, your game in speaking with them to really get the results that you want in your life. Leave all these other chicks that are impressed by the fantasy bullshit by the wayside.
All right, so let's bring it back to the basics. What is the art of being submissive? First step is get with somebody who wants what you have to offer. I think love and submission is a tailored fit. It's not a one size fits all. So I can only tell you what it means to me. Now for me, it's complete selflessness. I am satisfied in serving. I'm a servant, and I watched my mother serve all my life, and it was rain, sleet, or slow. I think we talked about this on the phone. My mother's love for my father wasn't conditional.
Wow.
It's not my responsibility, but
It's your joy.
It is my joy. I
She
love
watched
to see
it.
him eating the meal that I cooked. I love seeing him sleep easy. Like every night, like clockwork, I scratch this man's back to sleep.
Wow.
And I know when he's asleep because I can tell when his breathing changes.
Wow.
And some people might think that's psychotic, but that's like, I just know that's when I'm like, oh, I can stop.
Young,
now.
single,
But I
bitter
find
women
joy
think that's
in
psychotic.
being your rest. And it shouldn't be conditional.
Let me just pause right here. I am surprised at this video because I remember watching this young lady, I believe her name is Jazzy or Jasmine, on Instagram years ago. And she always came off as a young, modern boss chick woman. And I mean, maybe it was a character that she was playing. But I think that this is very necessary and very needed for them to be conducting this conversation in this way, because what she's talking about right now, I would imagine, is reviled across Twitter. What do you mean submit? What do you mean all of these different types of things? But it's dope that influencers are now breaking out of the modern woman echo chamber to talk about where they are at right now, because continuing to live the life of a young modern woman in all of your masculine virtues will not make you happy. Why? Because you're not a man. But seriously though, it's dope to see a young woman say, I am happy when I serve. You really don't see that from modern women today.
The power of knowing that you have the power to make someone's day better. And that's a choice and easier. Yes, better and easier. That's a choice that you have to make. I always make the choice to do it. I like to give. I like to allow my person to lead. I think of relationships and submission and being submissive is like, it's like an 8 count. Know that dance. You better know that 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, dishes clean. 2, laundry. 3, if you have a long day and you fight in the world, you would never come back and fight me. You would never come back and walk into a space that is not welcoming you.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
Do you think that this is controversial in some capacity?
In 2022 it is.
To some, it could be enabling. You know, and someone told me one time, they're like, you're enabling him.
Wow.
And I told him how that made me feel. And he was like, of course they're going to say that. They don't have nobody doing that for them.
That's the echo chamber. Thank God. Thank God she was able to just let it go. Oh, thank God she was able to just let it go. But that's it right there. That's this. Single women will keep women that are happy in their relationships as single and as bitter and as unhappy as what they are. Misery loves company. It's not fun to be miserable by your goddamn self. You want other people to be miserable around you so you can talk about and complain about, oh, man, ain't shit. He wants you to do what? Oh, he's so controlling. You gonna let him control you like that, girl? Oh, yeah, you're right. Maybe I shouldn't be that, you're right. Let me go in there and be a bitch. That's how you lose men, women, okay? All 8.5 of you guys that watch my channel. Let's keep going.
How did it make you feel?
It made me feel like maybe I am. But at the same time, that's my love.
Boom.
So if you don't understand it, I'm not loving on you for you to get it. That's how I love. And whoever I love is going to get that benefit.
Yes.
There was a time
she's
where,
very feminine.
Women needed men for everything.
And here's the thing is that she's very feminine, but ladies, listen to me. The number one thing that you need to do in order to keep a dude is to respect him. She respects the ish out of whoever this dude is, ultimately. And I bet you it's also because he clears the masculine way for her. I'd imagine she's probably not lifting a finger financially. She's only talking about her giving, which is honestly rare as shit on these women podcasts, but it's really dope to hear.
Everything. We couldn't even open up a bank account, And now it's like women are really in their bag where they're like, I have my own business. I'm doing this. I don't need a man for nothing. Like basically, like, can I be frank? Like I don't need a nigga for shit. I don't, and I can say those words, but I want one.
So my brain wants to understand the exchange here. Because,
know,
and this could be,
it's not,
no, you're doing great. But because I told you, I'm gonna ask a bunch of stupid questions.
Yeah.
Because this dynamic, I think, like my
she's
relationship
modern
with my partner is very egalitarian. Like we're equals. Like I don't ever feel like I'm giving for the sake of giving, and I'm not receiving for the sake of receiving. I'm receiving being like, well, I deserve this, and I'm giving being like, you deserve this. So there's that exchange happening.
So you you tell him the things that you need?
Yeah.
And the things that you feel like you deserve, you'll say that?
100%.
How will you say that?
I need you to step up in these areas. I need to not worry about this. I need to be able to take my brain off this thing. I need more affection. I need more love. If we're going to be sexual, here's the things that I need to like feel more sexual. And in return, I invite that. Like, so we have a lot of conversations.
How does he receive it well?
Good question, Jasmine.
I think everybody has a problem with being told that
means
they're
no.
not doing enough, because we always go to like, well, I'm already doing X, Y, and Z.
Right.
So I think that there can be, I wouldn't say that he's always arms wide open, but he always adjusts. But so I guess when I'm listening to your relationship style, I'm like, if we kind of broke it down into like to-dos specifically, like what does a submissive woman do for her man?
Before she gets into that, notice the fundamental difference between Booty's relationship with Jasmine's relationship. Booty says more egalitarian means more equal. So what that means to me is that either she's the breadwinner or pays a significant portion of the bills in the household. I'll bet any amount of money this girl over here, while she has her own career and shit like that, I bet you that she's able to submit like this because the guy that she's with is more than likely rich as shit. So although she could take care of all of her needs and don't need no man, in order to rest well within her femininity, she needs a dude that is a provider, that is super generous, which reiterates the points that I said earlier in this video, and actually all the points that I've said on my channel in regards to focusing on your purpose, gentlemen. The more dope that you are, the more utility in the world that you have, the more that women would be willing to submit to your leadership.
Everything.
What does that mean?
Like packing his bag, unpacking his bag, just making sure all the things that he wants. And like, I pretty much read his mind. So it's like, if I know you and I study you, like I know how you are in the morning, I know how you are about midday, I know when you're in this mood, what you need. Like before you can ever ask me for something, I'm already on it. I mean, he's spoiled. And you know, when I talk to my girlfriends about it, they're always like, oh, how you guys doing? And I'm just like, girl, he's rotten. I'm like, he's spoiled rotten. Like, he's rotten. But I love that. Like, I want him to be that. I think my biggest flex is how I treat my man. You know what I mean? And my biggest flex should be how I treat myself.
She been listening to Kevin Samuels.
It's kind of fucked up. It's kind of messed up.
What are you getting from all that you're giving? What are you asking for in return?
You know what's interesting? And you saw my reaction when I was like, you say that? You asked for that? You know what I mean? I think that I have gotten better at saying the things that I need, but if I don't get it the first time, I don't like to say it again.
So would you do what you're doing for a broke dude?
What
Hell no.
Requires your financial support as well.
No.
Nope.
I mean, I think to be broke, you can be
still a great lover, still very romantic, still very emotionally supportive. But I'm just like asking about,
I wouldn't even know that. I wouldn't even know that he's all those things. Because I think there's a lot of people who are financially stable who are broke-minded, and I can't get down with that either.
So let me just clarify the question. What are the requirements from a man to bring to Jazzy in order to get this level of love from you?
I think it's how you make me feel. I have to feel safe with you emotionally. You have to excite me. I need edge. So all this cute, soft shit that I need him to be emotionally this, I do need that. But I also need some edge. And I also need a
rich guy with edge.
Like, you know, like I am a submissive. So like, in a way, my love language in sex is like, I like for you to tell me what to do.
Yeah.
So sometimes it's like just
masculinity.
sit down somewhere. It's like, oh shit. What I do? Let me sit down,
yeah.
You know, but it's like someone who is a very, you know, you can be emotional and be soft and things like that, but I still need you to have a little sprinkle of that edge.
Do you need an alpha male?
Yes, only.
This is why men and women can never be equals, because a woman is never called broke for relying on her husband or the breadwinner. But women will call you broke if you need 1 penny of financial assistance from them. But yeah, she's essentially reiterating my points in a different way. If you combine assertiveness with being charismatic with these women, multiply that with a formidable bank account, that's how you get the viscous innards nice and supple. Questions, comments, concerns? God already know what to do. Mediocre tutorials and reviews at gmail.com. Guys, hopefully you guys enjoyed today's compilation. I know that I did. Make sure when you write down in the comments down below, I can see a timestamp so I know exactly what part of the video that you are speaking about. All right, last but not least, I got a Patreon. Dopest Patreon in the land. All right, I'm gonna be opening up from a singles mixers perspective within my Discord server attached to my Patreon. So if you guys are interested in being involved in something like that in order to meet someone around the world or the country that you might be interested in, come up to the Patreon, tap in, and I'll see you soon. Until next time, YouTube, peace.